What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys enjoyed that last video with the sound clips of the 3.8 naturally aspirated versus turbocharged. Definitely, I don't think the camera quite did justice to the tone of the cars through the microphone, but I think we all can agree that the 3.8 sounded phenomenal. I'm actually considering doing some changes to the exhaust on this car just to see if I can clean it up a bit with some resonators or something like that. I don't know. I'm worried about restricting flow with it being turbocharged and everything, but nonetheless, I think this car sounds great driving down the road, which is really all that matters. But for today's video, I wanted to do something that I have not done in, gosh, probably 5 or 6 years at least now. Something for the yellow Genesis. Actually, a long time ago, I was curious about this car when I was doing some modifications to it. I was changing some stuff in the interior, taking some weight out of the car, and I got to thinking, I wonder how much this car actually weighs. So if you go on Google and search Genesis Coupe curb weight, Google will give you what the factory numbers are for the car. So for the 2010s, it ranges from like 3,294 pounds all the way up to 3,397 pounds. Obviously, the lower end of that is a 2.0 T's, smaller engine, less weight. The 3.8s ranged from that like 3,362 to 3,397, depending on the trim level. So this being the track edition with the powered seats and the sunroof, definitely would be on the higher end of that, so right under 3,400 pounds. I had at the time done a bit of weight reduction. I've got the carbon fiber hood, fiberglass fenders, which don't save that much weight, but maybe a little bit. I had basically the trunk gutted, back seats were out of the car, no headliner, no speakers in the car at the time, and I was curious on how much the car weighed, so where I was living at the time, I was able to take it to one of those cat scales and get it up and see how much it weighed without me in the car. And surprisingly enough, with the weight reduction I had done, it weighed 3,260 pounds. Still a big girl for today's standards, but I felt like that was a pretty good improvement compared to the stock numbers. Now, as the car sits today, it's definitely a different setup. I've got the back seats back in, got some stuff back in the trunk, no spare tire, but the trims and whatnot are back there. Different wheel and tire setup now. I've got square 10.5 versus before I had a 9.5 wide in the front. Some more things here and there that are different. Headliners in the car now. Speakers are in the car now. So I would expect that the results are going to be different. But I was actually curious to see, with the changes that I've made to the car over the years, how much it has impacted the standing weight. Now, I don't remember how much fuel was in the car when I weighed it many years ago. It's basically empty right now, so that's gonna do it some help there. But I figured for today's video, we would take it to the cat scales where I'm at. They just recently built a new Circle K gas station that's got a brand new cat scale. Obviously, the ideal way to do this would be with a set of 4 current cornering scales, so I could actually see the weight bias from front to rear and side to side. Those are awesome, but obviously I don't have access to that where I'm at right now. But for a general sense, I think it'll be beneficial just to kind of pique my interest and see how much the car weighs as it sits. Now, I'm actually really interested in doing this on the black car. This being 2015, only 3.8, that weight ranged from 3,495 pounds all the way up to 3,631, depending on the trim level. So the base trim was the lightest at 3,495. The R-Spec was a little bit heavier, not much, 30 pounds. The GT came up a little bit above that, like 3,538 pounds or so. And then the Ultimate Edition, having, like I said, the leather heated seats and the sunroof and all the gimbos, definitely was the heaviest and got all the way up to 3,631 pounds, which is very heavy. So The BK2s being direct injection, getting that bump in horsepower up to 348 from 306 with these cars. It kind of was offset somewhat because they are heavier than these cars. So this car being a base model that's been upgraded to an R spec, there's nothing an R spec has that this does not have, but also this has a turbo kit on it, which is gonna add some piping, but I've got a carbon fiber hood, a carbon fiber trunk. So I'm actually very curious to do this test on this car. So we'll definitely be going back to the scales in a separate video to see how much this car weighs, which will give us a good idea of, you know, comparatively speaking with weight of this car, and then once we get the horsepower numbers of both, how they stack up against each other. But for today's video, like I said, we're gonna be taking this car to the cat scales, seeing how much it weighs, and comparing that to how it sat a few years back. Yeah, so like I said, it does have more or less a full interior now. Headliner's back in, all the pieces are in there, so that definitely added some weight. I'm curious to see what it's gonna compare to with how it was historically, with it being weighed previously at 3,260 pounds. So don't jump ahead before we get there and we get the results. Go ahead and pause the video, leave a comment below on what you think this car is gonna weigh, knowing that factory was for the track edition, which maybe I didn't mention this is the track edition, so it's on the heavier side. This would be that 3,397, right below 3,400. Previously weighed at 3,260, now it's got some more weight in it. Let me know in the comments below what you think this car weighs, and if you think that the 3.8 being naturally aspirated and the amount of power that it makes versus the weight is actually better for a BK1 than a BK2 with slightly more power but has higher weight. Let's go ahead and get the car started, warmed up, and we'll head down to the Circle K to get this thing on the scales. Guys, got the results from the cat scale. Super easy process. This new Circle K is awesome, but we'll cover what the results are once we get home. Well, we're back, guys, and let me just say I am very surprised by the results of weighing the car once again, knowing how different the setup is now compared to how it was many years ago when I last weighed it. Obviously got more interior bits in it now. Should have a lighter wheel and tire setup. I know the fronts are wider, but these RPF ones are actually pretty light, and I've got a smaller tire on it, so that's definitely helping with some weight as well. Obviously the car's basically on empty. It's probably got 2 gallons or so of gas in it, so that is helping me. Like I said, I don't remember how much gas I had in it the last time I weighed it. But with all those things in mind, I'm curious, did you get it right? Did you guess down below in the comments? The results for how much the car weighs is 3,280 pounds. So from 5 or 6 years ago to now, the difference is only 20 pounds, which is pretty crazy. Now, they've got this steer axle and drive axle breakdown. I'm not sure that I trust that for a front to rear distribution. It's possible. I mean, it kind of makes sense that there would be much more weight in the front than in the rear, obviously, especially because I've got no spare tire, but I did also move my battery to the trunk, so that did help take some weight from the front and move it to the rear. Not sure how much I trust that. Now, if we do consider the steer and drive axle to be accurate, maybe based on where they're picking the weight up from the actual tires on the scales, then that is a like 53.6 front and a 46.3 rear ratio, which maybe checks out. I'm not exactly sure, but you know, not quite 50-50, but I think 53-46, 53.5, 46.5 roughly is not bad for a distribution for this car. I am very surprised that it's only a 20-pound difference from the previous time to weighing it to now. Definitely a super easy process. It was like $15.25 for me to weigh the car. Pretty much pull up on there. There's a button you press and they'll weigh it for you. You come up, you pay, they give you your sheet. Very simple and easy. So I'm definitely going to be going back with the 3.8 turbo to see what that car weighs, kind of get a better idea of how much I should trust that distribution from front to rear with this one as well. Obviously this one's got turbo kit that's adding a lot of weight to the front, and this one does have a spare in the trunk, so that should help there a little bit. But very interesting results. 3,280 pounds. Like I said, the car is basically on empty. It's probably got 2 gallons or so of gas in it, so it could take another 15 or so gallons, 15 gallons, 6.2 pounds per gallon of gas. That's another 90 to 95 pounds of weight out of the car based on the fuel. I'm not sure on Google when you search the curb weight, how they actually factor that in, whether that's full weight with full tank of gas and everything. But nonetheless, just for comparison's sakes, it seems like the changes that I did make, which adding the interior bits definitely increased the quality of life with driving this car, definitely didn't make as big of a difference as I was anticipating with the weight. So 3,280 pounds, still heavy, but I think for a car that's of this age and, you know, around 300 wheel horsepower, that's enough to still have some fun with it. It's a quick car, it's a fun car to drive, but very interesting. So definitely be on the lookout for a similar video with 3.8 turbo. I'm sure a lot of you are interested how much weight the turbo kit actually adds to the car when you think about additional exhaust piping, all the intercooler piping, the intercooler, the oil cooler. This car's got a bigger radiator. The actual turbo itself's a lot of weight. So there's a lot of bits and pieces that get added to this car, mostly all in the front of the car as well, that will definitely impact how much it weighs compared to a naturally aspirated Genesis Coupe. So definitely just need to add a couple pounds of boost to make up for it. But guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely interesting results for the yellow Genesis. I'll be interested to see how this turns out on the black, but I will catch you in the next video. Take care and have a great day.